Hey, and welcome to Unlearning Stress, the podcast where we break the rules and cycles that keep you overcommitted, overstretched, and just plain exhausted, and replace them with something better. No fluff, no guilt, just real talk, real solutions, and expert insights to help you shift the way you live. Whether you're here for the first time or you've been with me for a while, you're in the right place. I'm Michelle O'Neill, your resident emotional wellness coach, and I'm here to help you unlearn the patterns that are wearing you down so you can live with more ease, clarity, and control. Let's get to it. There's a kind of exhaustion that I'm seeing on my ladies' faces lately, and it really doesn't show up in your voice. It's showing up in their eyes. Red eyes, maybe glossy, heavy. And it's not sadness, it's something deeper. It's what I call emotional hijacking. And for high functioning women, especially the ones who care deeply, who stay informed, who stay ready, this fracture we're talking about is stealing more than their peace. It's stealing their breath, their sleep, their joy, and they're still expected to lead. And I'm talking about you. You're still expected to lead. And so today we name it, not just for what it looks like, but for what it actually does to us. You know, this isn't about being too sensitive, not at all. It's about being too saturated. You're tuned in because you care, because the world is loud and you're trying to listen, to respond, to be responsible, to know what's going on. But in reality, you lead with clarity, but your nervous system is unraveling. You stay aware, but you can't remember the last time that you exhaled. You show up strong, but you haven't felt safe for weeks. And the fracture is this: your wisdom, it's intact, but your body, it's in collapse. You don't need a digital detox. You need a nervous system reset. So we're watching these things. We're watching TV. We're watching news feeds. We're watching comments in our texts, all these things. And why do we keep watching? Why do we keep scrolling? Why do we keep asking, what happened now? What did you hear? What happened? Because not knowing feels dangerous. Because staying informed feels like the only form of protection left. You know that feeling of, if I don't see it coming, I won't be ready. If I tune out, I'll miss the moment I need to act. If I don't track the drama, I might become the next one in it. But there's a deeper truth there. And you're not just watching because you're afraid of being blindsided. You're watching because deep down you're hoping to hear something good, that justice was served, that somebody did care, that love showed up. And when it doesn't, you absorb that grief. Even as you make dinner, even as you attend that meeting, even as you hold someone else's hand, that's the fracture. If I stay ready, I won't have to get ready. But let's talk about neurobiology in all of this. Your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. It's responding to perceived threats over and over again. And every headline, every horror, even heartbreak, it doesn't just inform you, it activates you. And neuroscience tell us that your brain doesn't distinguish well between perceived and actual danger. So when you scroll through catastrophe after catastrophe, your nervous system enters a prolonged state of stress. That's cortisol's flooding. That's your body bracing. That's why you feel worn out, even if you're just sitting there, because your brain is constantly firing. Your thoughts are constantly engaging into what's going around. And you're not weak, you're just wired. And you're maxed out. That numbness that you feel, it's not apathy. It's a form of emotional self preservation. It's your mind saying that this is too much. And that's not cruel. That's the only way that you can see the ability to survive through your day. And let me tell you, you're not defective. You're human. And right now, you are carrying more than any one person should. And let me say something to you I wish more women were told. Don't ever question whether there is good in this world. Never let go of your hope. And if you doubt that, look back over your life. Look at where you came from. Look at how you've survived, how you've made it through every challenge that you have made it through, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't get through it. Look at those who have helped you. Look at how you persevered. Look at the things that you've learned about yourself that you were surprised at. Look at how you showed up not only for yourself, but for others. Look at what your driving force was. This isn't the moment to collapse. It's the moment to align with yourself. You don't need to shut down. What you need is space to be still, to exhale, to believe again. Not just in humanity, but in your own capacity to hope. So, I have a couple of questions for you I want you to sit with. I want you to reflect on them. And if it's your thing, I'd love for you to just put the answers in a journal. Write down the questions and answer them in a journal. Because it's always good to have something that you can come back to and reflect on. So, the first one is, where do you feel emotionally full but spiritually starved? And the second one is, what have you kept silent about because you're afraid you'll sound ungrateful or weak? Who are you afraid of? And when was the last time you paused to remind yourself that you're not broken? Crushed, maybe, but you're also just tired. And it may be that you're physically tired, but it's so much more than that. You're emotionally tired from being barraged day after day after day on the next thing. And so you don't have to numb out to survive, not at all. But you do need somewhere safe enough to tell the truth. And what I hope is this episode is the place. Because I'm here. And just DM me. Share with me what you're too afraid to say to yourself out loud. That's the first step. And until next time, I do want you to know that in my next live, I will be going deeper into this and telling you some ways that you can overcome this emotional PTSD. Let's call it what it is. This barrage of social media, life. There is so much more. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye. If this episode hits home, don't just push it aside. Lean into it. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And connect with me on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack, where we go even deeper. Links will be in the comments. And if you're ready to start unlearning the patterns that keep you stuck, keep listening, because real change happens one choice at a time. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.